We can't say all habits are good. It may be good for you, it may not be good for someone else.
If you want to change or develop a new habit, initially it is very difficult.
My exercise is 45 minutes, 1 hour to go, 1 hour in a city to come back. So I should think of 2 to 3 hours minimum to come back, shower, and get dressed and fit it into my timeline.
Some type of a cue which I do not know, you may also think about it.
It's a method in which these habits are formed, and unknowingly to us, there is something called the CRR method. To start off, introducing Dr. Sridevi. Sridevi has had a very long tenure, and she is an IIT graduate, and she's a gold medalist. And from there, she went on to teaching for quite some time. She's stuck with her teaching, and she's the head of Department of Electronics, though she's a PhD in physics. And then she moved on to post-retirement is the very interesting part. She always was into arts and crafts, but now she's gone into literary way. She translated an autobiography of a revolutionary freedom fighter from Telugu to English. Then she started writing stories for children, short stories, the illustration and the writing, amazing books. And even more amazing is she started learning Sanskrit at this age, and she's finished some 4 kinds of levels, and now she is qualified to be a teacher in Sanskrit, and she's doing that. So I think what I learned, I'm so proud of you, and what I learned from here is her attitude to learn all the time, and the quest to learn. I guess that is the attitude we should see. And this attitude is itself, I guess, the precursor to our topic today, which is habits. I guess the first habit is always be willing to learn, be willing to change. What do you say?
Yes, learning is a lifelong process. We should always be having the curiosity to look at the new things, and whenever you see something new, you should try to learn about it and then discuss about it with somebody else, so that your understanding of the new topics is very well. Or you may be misunderstanding also. So if you discuss this with somebody else, you get a new perspective.
What exactly is a habit? Habit is, I think, we may think it is just a kind of a behavior, but it is a repetitive behavior that I think becomes entrenched as part of our life over a period of time.
So you're right, Surya. Habit is nothing but something which is repeated. But actually, how do you start the habit? So you don't start it overnight that you suddenly have something which you are going to go on repeating. So whenever you have some issue or a problem to be solved, or some work or some discomfort in your life or something like that, then you try to make a small change in your routine or in your thing, and then that small thing, a small act which gives you a positive feedback, then you try to repeat it, and then that is how the habits are formed.
Habits, yes, are formed over a period of time. It is repetitive behavior and all that. But at the same time, some habits, we can't say all habits are good. It may be good for you, it may not be good for someone else. Or broadly, we could say habits can be divided into good habits, positive habits, bad habits, or negative habits. So it's all about what does it do to you. This habit, is it bringing a positive mindset or enhancing your productivity, or
Happiness,
yeah,
enhancing your happiness, your comfort level.
developing you,
Yeah.
taking you a mile further. It's a good habit. But
Yes.
negative habits, or it's they may be, you may enjoy them, but then it may be damaging you. Like, for example, think of procrastination.
Nowadays, screen time is a big habit.
I keep getting that screen time notification. Oh my God, I played for so long. I was on social media. Now they just don't say this is your percentage of screen time. They give you a breakup also, media, games, and something like that. So I think that way we could say feedback is so good to recognize if your habit is good or bad.
So let us talk more about good habits a little bit.
Yes.
So we will start with the habit of early rising. Uh,
Okay.
that is a very good habit to have. For let me just tell about myself. Mm, this early rising habit I formed when I was in the school. Maybe in the 8th or ninth class, I found that if I wake up in the morning and study, then I do better in the exam than in the night. So that is a habit which I have even today. So
Exactly.
that after maybe 55 years, I'm still in the habit of waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
That's
So
so it resonates with me. It totally resonates with me. And I also used to feel sleep early. I would even during exams I would sleep off by 8:30 and wake up at 4 and study. But not like you. Once exams are over, I would wake up at the normal time, which is maybe 6 o'clock, which also is early now.
mm,
And I have an interesting thing to say about this timely waking up. So in the bank, Citibank, where when I was working, we had this everyone talking about so difficult to wake up and how many times they press the snooze button. And they were saying, oh my God, but the sleep that is between one snooze button to the next snooze button is the best. And I was the only, maybe amongst them, it was very funny. I set my alarm for 5:30. I'm awake from 5, waiting for the alarm to ring at 5:30.
yes, yes.
And they were like, yeah, what the hell? That is anxiety or we are over.
Yeah, it is anxiety only. It is
Yes.
anxiety that we may miss out on the alarm and we may not hear. So that is one of a good habit, early rising. Then let us talk about positive attitude. It's also a good thing.
Yeah.
So
Very difficult to be practical. But sometimes I think we can bitch and then we can get back to positiveness. So these habits, there is a method in which these habits are formed, and unknowingly to us, there is something called the CRR method. It is called the cue, the routine, and then the reward.
reward, yeah.
So the cue is a kind of a trigger that I have to do this, and then you have a routine to follow that trigger, and then you repeat, you get your reward of what you want. So
Mm.
taking a very simple example of I want to have tea at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Even I like to have tea at 11 o'clock.
It's somehow entrenched into our heads, and at workplace also you get this tea at your table. So even if you don't want it, it's a good habit or a bad habit, I don't know. But then, so every day at 11, you start, you're always having your tea. And the day you don't have the tea at 11 a.m., by 11:15, 11:30, you start getting a headache. Or from 10:45, your body is anticipating that tea at 11. So that is the cue, the trigger, and then the routine of having or satisfying that cue. And then the reward is I feel refreshed, I feel alert, let me get back to work. And
Mm.
people have a break during the tea, they have a tea and then they chit chat for some time. That also replenishes your mind, refreshes.
Mm. Mm.
It's a simple example,
Yes, yes.
habit of having tea at 11 a.m. But then what happens actually is the thing of your body has got used to having tea at 11. So tea does have a bit of caffeine. So you're actually addicted. It's just a small cup of tea doesn't really harm you. But then club it with respect to time. So you understand that this is a kind of an addiction that is happening. May not be really harming you, but your body has got used to it. And the day you don't have it, and then something like this happens, you start getting headache, which is something like a withdrawal symptom. I'm putting
Yeah,
it
it becomes a physiological thing.
biological, physiological part of it. And so it's not alcohol, it's not drugs, it's not anything dangerous till your body is used to it. And then once you break that habit, then you start having caffeine
Withdrawal.
or something like that. So,
You miss that habit. Yeah.
ex- so to break that, what do we do?
Instead of tea, you can have some other healthy drink. Maybe you start with the green tea,
Yes.
and then on alternate days, or maybe like that, and then replace it with some other habit, and slowly remove that habit also.
So exactly, that's what people say. Researchers have found this that uh, you should never break a habit. You can't say, I'm not going to drink tea anymore. Then it will be worse. So replace it with something that is better. So instead of tea at 11, you have something else. Or what is it? You're having comfort. So go for a walk. All you need is happiness of that. So initially it may be difficult, as you said. Like now, for example, during I'm having a health issue and the doctor said no milk. I'm used to having tea with milk and sugar and all that. And so what is happening without the tea? So I've started having herbal teas without tea in it. And first day it was little headacheish. Second day it was I was fine with it. So I have replaced a habit which is supposedly bad with a good habit instead of just stopping it and
Hmm.
having it.
Yes.
So you're replacing
Yes.
the comfort thing. It can be
Yes.
music, reading a book, journaling, or some positive mindful behavior.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't you see?
Yes, yes. Always try to replace with something which is giving you the same kind of positive feeling, and then slowly you can make that, or you can also avoid that one.
So the first step I would say is awareness
Mm.
or anything. Awareness is the first step, and then recognizing the cue. For
Mm.
that cue is 11 a.m. tea. So the timing is the
Very
curiosity
important. Yes.
timing there. And then having the cue is the trigger and then the routine of having tea. So replace that routine with something else positive. And then you get that reward.
Yes. This is about the habits, how they are formed, and how to get rid of something which is not a good habit, or trying to reinforce a good habit, or stopping a bad habit. Yes.
Simple
Yes.
thing, of that car when we just click with the remote, lock, unlock, especially locking after you leave the car in, let's say, a mall or some public place. You do it with the remote, you hear the beep, but then again you go and do it once with the hand. There are people who do that. And there are people who go a bit of a distance and then look back and think, did I lock it or not? They do it again. And then that also, or they go back and again pull the handle and
Mm.
then come back. So it is some kind of anxiety. It may not be OCD. It may not. Maybe it is just insecurity,
Insecurity. Exactly.
not belief in the system or belief in
Ah.
people or something. So I was talking about this to a friend, and she told me, whoever is doing this, tell them that you switch off and then tell, I locked the car. Just say the sentence, I locked the car. So your mind registers that you locked the car. Now you will not want to do it. So try it. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I would like to add about exercising, eating right,
Yeah.
and these are all you should and you can cultivate these habits and make it into a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, any habit in if you want to change or develop a new habit, initially it is very difficult. So
Correct.
if you are able to overcome the difficulty and do it for say 20 days, enough, it will become a habit. So up to the first 20 days exercising especially, you are very very reluctant to do it, but once you have crossed the 20-25 days thing, it will become a habit. Yes.
That's very correct. And I think you brought out a very good example about exercise. I can share my own experience with this. So I was always, lazy to walk. My workplace would be just 10 minutes walk, but I would take the car and go. And I was not overweight, so I never felt the urge to exercise. And I always felt, oh, yeah, we'll do it and all that. Then, but I said, no, I have to, I should. But then the problem there, the routine of establishing that was always challenging. One, because you have to go to the gym. I need to find a gym where I can get a parking space. I need to cater for time. I have to get ready, go there, park the car, and then again come back. So if my exercise is 45 minutes, 1 hour to go, 1 hour in a city to come back. So I should think of 2 to 3 hours minimum to come back, shower, and get dressed and fit it into my timeline. And early morning is a problem like that. All these hassles were there. And then I said, okay, I'll go for aerobics, I'll go for dancing. So I was always finding this. But the day this online yoga, which is called Habit, they basically build a habit at online yoga that came in. And this gym also, it's not just that, it's expensive. And first 1 month, we'll all be very regular. We'll buy those gym clothes, this, that, everything. And then after that, they will somehow convince us to pay for 1 year, and that's it. After that, we become irregular. So your money is also gone. But this, I felt it solved everything for me. And then I realized, yes, I did want to exercise and really liked it, exercising. So for me, the trigger was always there, but the routine never got formed. And moment I had this thing of 6:30, I can do yoga, finish my work, go to work, come back, and feel good about it. See, I don't need to do weights. I'm not going to be a bodybuilder. I'm not going to carry heavy bag, that kind of a lifestyle. So for me, it's just basic exercise to keep me healthy and keep all the limbs, intact. So this habit that comes online 6:30, that worked in all respects and it was very, very affordable. And I could do it at the comfort of my home.
It was nice interacting with you, Surya, and thinking about the habits. I hope we will also try to make new habits now.
Yes, should inspire each other.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Surya. Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Bye.